Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful recap for Thursday, April 24, 2025 is finally here. In today's episode, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, denies he's dying. Meanwhile, Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, gets locked in a dressing room with Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Backstage, everyone is getting ready for the fashion show. Katie Logan, Heather Tom, enters to wish everyone good luck. Katie is excited and so proud of everyone. Katie looks incredible in her gown. Eric Forrester, John McCook, tells Brooke that Rich Forrester, Thorsten K., has no idea what they have planned. Elsewhere, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Messinswood, greets Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell. When Cricket walks off, Katie questions why Taylor is on the guest list. Over with Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire. She is approached by Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor. Daphne is going to have the guests sample her perfume. Carter thinks the idea is brilliant. They spend time gushing over each other. Eventually, Taylor finds Ridge and they smooch, much to Brooke's unhappiness. Eric didn't expect to see Taylor at the fashion show. Eric seems a bit concerned about it, more concerned than he normally would be. The patriarch urges Brooke to forget about her rival. They have a big surprise for Ridge today. Steffi greets Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt, the Hills. They wish her a good show and mentions being happy that TRIDG has reunited. Meanwhile, Ridge runs out on the runway to welcome the guests. There is also Charlie Weber, Dick Christie, who gets bamboozled into thinking he lost an important dress. After a big speech is made, Brooke confronts Taylor. The blonde reminds her rival that she doesn't belong at the fashion show. Brooke tells her to go, she's messing everything up. Eric swoops in to divide the two women. Donna Logan, Jennifer Gareese, and Katie get Brooke all primped up. After Donna and Katie leave Brooke alone, the blonde is ambushed by Taylor. They bicker about Ridge, so Taylor slams the door. Oh boy, do these women have nothing better to do than yap and bicker over a man? When the door locks, Brooke screams that they are trapped. Oh well, it seems like Taylor has really done it now. Meanwhile, the showstopper is supposed to make her entrance, but nobody can find her. Where is Brooke? Opening scene, the silence of Steffi's house. A thick silence hung over the Cliff house as dawn broke on Thursday, April 24. The sun bathed the ocean in gold, but inside, the mood was darker than ever. Steffi sat curled up on the couch, her arms wrapped tightly around her knees, refusing to move. Not even to answer the persistent buzz of her phone. Finn stood nearby, his hand on the back of the couch, helplessly watching his wife crumble. Her hair was messy, her eyes red-rimmed, and she hadn't said a word since the coroner called them. It's not confirmed, Finn whispered, mostly to himself. They didn't say it was him, but even he didn't believe it. Steffi slowly turned her head toward him. You think I don't feel it? I know Liam's gone. Finn swallowed hard. He hated that she was right. Liam had gone missing days ago after a fight with Steffi. The search party had just found a body near the ridge where Liam was last seen. But the coroner was still waiting on dental confirmation. Steffi closed her eyes. They think I drove him to it. No one thinks that, Finn said quickly, kneeling beside her. They know he was struggling. Steffi shook her head violently. He wasn't. He was getting better. He kissed me, Finn. He wanted to come home. Finn's jaw clenched. That kiss had haunted him since he'd heard about it. And now, Liam was possibly gone. Forever. At Forrester Creations, Daphne makes her move. Meanwhile, at Forrester Creations, Daphne floated into the design office, like she hadn't just stolen the limelight the day before. She was already making herself comfortable in Steffi's absence. Her bold, bohemian collection had caught Ridge's eye, and now she was strategizing for a more permanent role. Hope walked in, carrying a tablet with mock-ups. She froze when she saw Daphne rearranging Steffi's office. You know she's not dead, right? Hope said dryly, Daphne barely blinked. I'm not disrespecting her. I'm just being practical. The line still needs leadership. Hope raised an eyebrow. And you think you're the best person to step up? Daphne turned slowly. I have ideas, Hope. Ideas that could keep this company afloat while the family mourns. Hope crossed her arms. Let me guess, you think this is your time to shine. I think Forrester needs a fresh voice, Daphne said smoothly. And I'm the only one offering solutions, not tears. Hope's mouth dropped open slightly. The nerve. But before she could snap back, Ridge walked in with Carter. Ladies, Ridge said, his tone low. We're all trying to keep things moving. Daphne, tell me about your pitch. Hope stepped aside reluctantly as Daphne launched into her vision, a grief and glory collection that would celebrate resilience through fashion. Black-on-black silhouettes, edgy cuts, a powerful rebranding while honoring the void left behind. Ridge looked intrigued. Hope looked horrified. The Logan Cabin, lock-in therapy. Over at the Logan Cabin, Taylor Hayes stood awkwardly in front of Brooke Logan. The two women had been arguing for an hour, not about Ridge for once, but about their daughters. You think Steffi's collapsing is healthy? Brooke asked. She needs support, but she also needs a reality check. Taylor crossed her arms. Reality? She might have lost the father of her child, Brooke. She's in shock. They were circling the same argument. Again, Brooke moved toward the door. I need air. But when she tugged the handle, it didn't budge. Taylor looked confused. Did you lock it? No, why would I click? They both looked at the deadbolt. Is that stuck? Taylor asked cautiously. Brooke jiggled it again, then pounded on the door. Nothing. Well, Brooke muttered, stepping back. Either the door's broken, or we've just been locked in together. Taylor's eyes widened. You think someone did this? Or fate did, Brooke muttered. Back at the Cliff House. Denial meets reality. Steffi stood in front of the mirror in her bedroom, brushing her hair slowly. She wasn't doing it for vanity, it was muscle memory. Something her mother used to say. If you feel like you're falling apart, pretend you're not. Finn watched her from the doorway. You need to eat something. I'm not hungry, she replied blankly. He walked closer, gently placing a hand on her shoulder. Even if it's not confirmed, we need to start preparing. She turned sharply. Stop saying that. I know Liam isn't dead. Finn looked conflicted. You just said you felt it. I feel like he's gone, Steffi said, her voice breaking. But not dead, he's hiding. Or maybe he doesn't want to come back. Why would he do that? Finn asked gently. Because of me, she whispered. Finn wrapped his arms around her tightly, holding her against his chest. No matter what's happened, you didn't do this. He loved you. That's the problem, Steffi murmured. In the Forrester CEO office, Daphne's dangerous brainstorm. As Daphne pitched her grief and glory campaign, Ridge started warming to it. I'll admit, he said slowly, it's bold. Carter was more hesitant. It could come off as exploitative. Daphne flashed a grin. Not if we frame it right. We say we're honoring Liam's spirit, resilience, survival. Hope interjected. He's not even confirmed dead yet. Exactly, Daphne said smoothly. Which makes it even more poignant. Fashion is always ahead of the moment. Ridge nodded, deep in thought. Hope narrowed her eyes. You're using someone's possible death as a career ladder. Daphne's smile didn't budge. No. I'm using tragedy as inspiration. Carter cleared his throat. Maybe we should wait for the official report. Agreed, Hope said, glaring at Daphne. But if Liam is alive and he comes back and sees this, he'll never forgive any of you. Logan Cabin, truth between frenemies. Trapped together with no cell service and a broken door, Brooke and Taylor finally sat down on the floor with a bottle of emergency wine Brooke found stashed in the cupboard. We're ridiculous, Taylor said after her second glass. We fought for years over Ridge, and now we're fighting about our daughters. Brooke chuckled softly. I think we just need something to fight about. It's in our blood. Taylor smiled. You know, I used to think you were the villain in my life. Brooke raised an eyebrow. You were definitely the villain in mine. They both laughed, surprising themselves. Then silence. Brooke looked down. I'm worried about Hope. She doesn't know how to let go. She gets that from you, Taylor said. I'm worried about Steffi too. Brooke admitted. She doesn't know how to stay. Taylor tilted her head. She gets that from me. They shared a long, quiet look. In that moment, their decades of rivalry softened. They were just two mothers, trapped in a cabin, wishing they could fix their daughter's pain. The deadbolt clicked from the outside. They looked up. Aji peeked in. You two okay? We're fine, Brooke said. Taylor grinned. More than fine. At the morgue, the final ID. A somber Carter received a phone call from the coroner while still in Ridge's office. He excused himself quietly and took the call in the hallway. Yes, I understand. Are you sure? His heart sank. When he walked back into the office, he looked pale. It's him, Carter said. It's Liam. Dental records confirmed. Hope gasped. Daphne's face fell, not with grief, but with the realization that this just got real. Ridge whispered, "Oh my God." Carter added, "They believe he slipped on the rocks. An accident." Hope's hands trembled as she sat down. No, he was supposed to come home. Ridge looked toward the hallway, visibly shaken. I need to call Steffi. But he knew, no words would make this easier. Cliff House, Steffi Shatters. The moment Steffi saw her father's name on the caller ID, she knew. She didn't even need him to say the words. The silence between them was enough. She hung up without a word, turned to Finn, and collapsed in his arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Finn rocked her gently, his own tears spilling over. This was real now. Liam was gone, and nothing would ever be the same. Closing scene, a spark of darkness. Back at Forrester, Daphne watched as the family mourned. She offered hugs, sympathetic glances, and the right words, but behind her eyes, a storm was brewing. Because even in death, Liam had power. And Daphne was just getting started. With one last look at Steffi's empty office, she whispered to herself, "Time to make this mine." Fade to black. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTDIFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.